Hey kids, I just want to take a second and tell you about PandorasPops.com. My friend Jenna runs Pandoras Pops. You can find them online at Pandoras Pops on Insta or Facebook or the .com. Her big three products are an immunity support item, a calming item in case you need help sleeping, or she's even got some aphrodisiac lollies.
Oh, yeah.
She sells them starting around $5 a piece, but the more you buy, the cheaper you get them. They're all natural, all as healthy and organic as they can be to still be candy, and she even offers discounts to veterans. If you want to get in touch with her about the veteran stuff, just get in touch with them at the link on the website. American-based, homemade, ready to go. Jenna at Pandora's is awesome, so you guys should check them out.
Hey, kids. You're listening to Nothing in Moderation with Travis and Mike. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on this regularly scheduled dumpster fire.
You can catch us on all the social medias under @NothingInModPod. So let's go ahead and get this hillbilly hog fight underway.
Go. And go.
And go.
All right.
And go.
I'll be able to sync those up barely, I think.
And go. Oh, fuck. Man.
Oh, God.
So we're doing it.
What's going on, buddy?
Just fucking enjoying the long weekend, so to speak.
It's the longest weekend ever.
Yeah. If I stay out of the news cycle, it passes a lot quicker.
That's true. That's true.
The fun part for us is, I told you we started our diet midweek, our dedicated diet change April 1st. It went through the whole month of April. So that means that the month of April ended on Thursday. So Thursday at midnight, as it became Friday, we said, yay, it's the 1st of May. We're no longer on the diet. And we ordered Taco Bell.
Nice.
It didn't treat us well.
Well, it's never going to.
So this is the weekend of cheating and binging and eating whatever we want before we probably go back to carnivore.
That doesn't seem like much fun.
I mean, carnivore's easy. Prep work's easy. Cooking's easy. I mean, there's a lot less variety. Like I was telling you on the... I know we're getting into the vegan update already, but...
Yeah, fuck it.
We had a lot more...
No rules!
A lot more variety of dishes on the vegan attempt. We noticed that, some of the stuff that we saw as a benefit from going carnivore, like the reduction in the number of times we eat. We were down to essentially one meal a day and not feeling hungry all day or feeling the need to eat all the time. When we went vegan, we caught ourselves, hungry every 2 hours and grazing. And we did the math. Our caloric intake on the vegan stuff was, 30 to 40% more than what our caloric intake was on carnivore. And it was not particularly cheaper. So, and we started noticing like some skin issues coming back that had gone away when we went carnivore and stuff like that. So we think carnivore and keto may be the better bet for our builds. I didn't lose any weight in a full month of being vegan either. I didn't gain any.
Well, I think it's a misconception that vegan automatically means like healthy, because most vegan food is far from healthy for the most part. Like you can have healthy vegan food, but by and large, the majority of vegan food is very unhealthy.
Well, and there's lots of snack foods and stuff that you can have. I had talked in a previous episode that Ashley got to ordering groceries while she was drinking and ordered Oreos because they were vegan friendly and shit like that. And the whole box is essentially there. We had like 2 sleeves over the course of a month between the two of us. Yeah. But for the most part, any of the stuff that allowed for peanut butter, we still have no sugar added, all natural peanut butter. We didn't eat rice and pastas or anything like that. We did, she made pad thai, which is like a peanut and peanut butter based sauce that she made with noodles. But the noodles that we use are the shirataki noodles. So they're still made from mushrooms. They're not carb heavy the way actual pasta is.
Yeah. So
in theory, we should have still been eating fairly clean and fruits and vegetables, essentially. And
them damn Oreos.
Occasionally an Oreo or two, Oreo a night or 2 a night type deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no weight loss, no weight gain, increased caloric intake. We drinking was probably consistent. So there's no benefit there. There was, here comes the poop warning. The bathroom visits were more frequent on vegan than they were on carnivore. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just different. It was fun to try it. I mean, I enjoyed that our cheat weekend on vegan was I still got to eat cheese pizza because it was veterinarian. Still no meat.
Yeah. But cheese pizza is good pizza.
Yeah.
I mean,
and papitos.
It's not what I want pizza, but it'll do.
Yeah. I mean,
in a pinch.
You were saying that you got pizza with what, banana peppers and pineapple on it?
Absolutely. It's delicious.
And that's still going to be on the vegetarian side.
Yep, it is. That's what I like. I don't have any vegan updates. It's just same old shit over here. We found some new meatless meats, I guess is what you call them, like the different ground beef or ground quote unquote beef, and just not eating meat. It's weird. Like I don't know. Like I don't crave meat. I'm not like, oh my god, I need meat in my life. So like I just I haven't really like I bounce back and forth between the same 3 or 4 pounds. I do eat more, I know that. So, and I eat more things that I probably shouldn't, but
right. I mean,
like that sometimes.
We weren't craving, oh my god, I got to eat a steak or anything like that, but we sat down at 12:30 in the morning and Taco Bell shows up. And
that's why I always laugh at carnivore people or people that eat meat and rail on vegans. They're like, "Oh, how can you not eat steak?" I'm like, I've literally never craved a steak in my life. I've never been like, you know what, I need some steak. I need to search out a steak. That's what I want right now. It's not going to happen.
The closest I get to craving something is like, man, I really want to go to the German restaurant because of the food they have, or I really want to go eat Mexican food or something like that. I don't go, man, I really need a steak or a pork chop or country fried steak.
And I just don't think those people exist. Like I just can't imagine there are people out there that are like, you know what, I need a steak.
Yeah, there might be. I mean, I've never also said, man, you know what I could really go for? An apple.
Yeah, that's true too.
So, and I love apples.
You know what I could go for tonight? Broccoli.
There you go. Man, if I had to pick some sort of vegetable to eat tonight that looked like a little tree and I could smother in cheese, I'm definitely going to eat me some broccoli.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But I mean, when we sat down with the Taco Bell, Ashley's like, I told myself after a month of not eating any meat, it's probably not a big deal. Don't care. It's not going to matter when I eat it. She's like, and then I ate it, and I'm like, man, I guess I did miss that, but I didn't realize it.
Yeah. See, and that's weird. Like I'm sure that like I'll be like, oh man, this was really good. I haven't had this in a while. I do miss that, but like, if I don't miss something enough to where like I have to go and have it, like when I smoked, like I craved cigarettes.
Right.
Like if I don't have that sort of passion about food, I'm not interested in it, more than it keeping me alive.
You don't feel like that about fried chicken?
Which is weird. Not anymore. I used to, but I realize the error in my ways. I push those deep down inside me. So I don't, because that's where I'll fold. I will fold on some fried chicken if I put it in my life like that.
Well, then don't ever come with us to the Jamaican restaurant because you will fold.
I'm not going to the Jamaican place with you anyway because I don't like oxtail.
You don't have to have
oxtail. Oxtail is in my opinion, and I don't dislike oxtail for taste reasons because I think oxtail tastes fine. Oxtail is the crab legs or the chicken wings of Jamaica because it's the most obnoxious thing to have to eat. Like it's so much work for such little food in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I mean, when you get it at this place, you have to pull it off the vertebrae and stuff, so there is work to get it. The sauce that it comes out in is amazing, and you just pour it over your rice, and then you can.
Oh yeah, that's like I said, it's just one of those things. Like I like chicken wings, but I don't usually rush out for them because it's so much work. I love crab. Don't want to work that hard.
You're sounding like an old man. That's my dad's exact theory on it.
We need to change the name of the podcast because I am an old man, and all I do is complain about an old man things.
How long do you think it'll be before the only restaurants you go out to eat at are buffets?
Never, because I'll never be able to get my money's worth at a buffet.
Ashley's grandfather, that was his thing. If he went out to eat somewhere, it had to be a buffet because get the fuck out of my way. I'm going to take what I want. I'm going to go and I'm going to eat it. I'm going to smoke a cigarette after a plate, and I'm going to go get more, and then I'm going to smoke a cigarette after that plate.
Nice.
And it was just get the fuck out of my way. I want my shit when I want it. I shouldn't have to wait for it.
I remember when Golden Corral had a smoking section.
That sounds so gross.
God. I remember when a lot... Actually, I think some places in Georgia still have them.
I know when I went to Sonny's in like 2005 in Georgia, there was still smoking. And then when I went to the Vortex in Atlanta in 2012, there was still... all the rules were a little complicated. Like, you could allow smoking in the building if you had a certain section and no one under 18 can be there. But if you want to serve alcohol and have smoking, no one under 21 is even allowed in the restaurant. So there's like all these dependency rules and stuff like that.
I know. I don't remember what year it was, but it was like the first year I went to Georgia for the big radial race. And the Hardee's right there in the town where the racetrack is in Adel, you could smoke in there. Because I actually still smoked at the time, and I lit a cigarette in there and sat there and smoked it because I could. Ugh. So, because I felt like a rebel.
It's so gross. So, I mean, like,
no.
I get it.
In hindsight, I agree. Well, so we went to Lowe's today, and they are limiting the amount of people that can go inside at any given time, so you have to like wait in line. And like I was surrounded by two dickheads that were standing in this line full of people smoking. I'm like, what the fuck is like? That's not something I would have ever done. Like if I were in that situation, I would usually walk away to smoke, or I would wait until I got out of that line to smoke.
Right.
Like I would never stand around a bunch of people in a line and smoke. That's the most dickhead thing you can do. I hate that shit. So I'll give you two guesses as to who they thought was handling the coronavirus the best, though.
Themselves.
Well, no, they were. Well, everybody's just mad at Trump for the way he's handling this. He's doing a great job.
Oh golly!
I was like, oh fuck, here we go. I need a cigarette now.
I'm sure you saw it because I think I sent it to you, but I also posted it on social media. It's a picture that people were at the protests for being against home confinement, and the guy's holding up a sign that says something to the effect of, if you think that being told you have to wear a mask in public is infringing on your rights, you should be naked, dicks out for coronavirus.
I'm with it.
So, I thought it was
dicks
an interesting
ahoy.
parallel.
It is. Don't use logic though, because they don't like that. But it is what it is, right? I think that's the most white guy thing I can say about the situation.
Man, it is what it is. We need to just let it run its course, man. It's just the fucking flu, man.
Yeah, I actually heard one of them spill. I heard a new conspiracy theory about the coronavirus. And it was that China created the virus because they didn't want to pay the money back that they owe the U.S.
Yeah, that sounds right. I think.
And I was trying to figure out when they borrowed money from us, because I'm pretty sure it's just been us borrowing money from them for a lot of years. But I digress. I didn't want to get involved.
Well, I'd have to look it up before I put my foot in my mouth. But I believe China is one of the largest buyers of U.S. debt, aren't they?
They are. I think they are the largest buyer, but I like you would not. I don't want to quote myself on that one, but I'm pretty sure they are the largest buyer of U.S. debt.
So I mean that makes sense when up is down and down is up, and tariffs are paid by the country selling the parts. And
well, that was their other thing, is they were mad at him over the tariffs, so they created the virus too to get back at him. I was like, yeah, that doesn't seem like how that works, but whatever, man. Whatever you got to do, I don't care at this point.
It's
all right.
It's interesting. The most recent quote unquote conspiracy that I saw was from a retired government employee collecting their pension who regularly complains about quote unquote socialism, meaning social safety nets.
Mm-hmm.
And they were trying to draw the series of yarn and thumbtacks from picture to picture to claim that the coronavirus was man-made in a lab in Wuhan that was funded under Gilead, which is a company that makes a drug under a subsidiary that's now being touted as being very effective in trials against fighting the coronavirus. But
sweet Jesus.
Yeah, the company operates out of Wuhan, at a facility where Fossey was allotting money for coronavirus investigation.
Oh my God.
And that the company in and of itself is heavily funded by George Soros.
Always George Soros.
Bill and his wife Gates and the World Health Organization. I was like, oh my God, like leapity, leapity, leapity.
That is what we like to call mental gymnastics. And it sounds like that person is the Simone Biles of mental gymnastics.
I would say that's true.
Oh God. That's ridiculous. Well, so we got way off track. We skipped right into the vegan update and then jumped into politics, and only one of those things was on the list of things to talk about today.
Yeah, and I didn't even get to say that so far this cheat weekend I've had Taco Bell, Cuban food. We're probably going to get sushi. We got cookies, nice. And then I sent you a picture of Double D's from Gringos Locos, which, by the way,
you did not. Open... You actually sent me pictures of cookies, not Double D's.
Oh, sorry. I sent you a picture of cookies from Insomnia Cookie, which is open in downtown at their normal hours. They only take cards. And then I also grabbed Double D's from Gringos Locos, who was that was surprisingly busy, and they're open their normal hours, and they do carry out and delivery. So they were super pleasant and super fast, man. They were on top of it.
Nice. I love Gringos so much.
And for every $10 you spend, you're allowed to keep a roll of toilet paper. They have 2 huge boxes when I was there.
Nice.
So if anyone's still in the need for toilet paper.
I don't see, and I grocery shopped this morning, and toilet paper was in stock at my local Publix. So,
well, we run into the issue that because the house that we're in is from like the 50s or the 60s, the plumbing can't handle the 2-ply toilet paper, so we use like the see-through stuff that you find in dive bar bathrooms.
Okay.
And we can't find any of that because we don't shop for ourselves. We have white privilege and first world problems. So when we use all the shopping apps, none of the shopping apps have any of the see-through toilet paper available for pickup.
That's interesting. That's like, do they even sell that stuff anymore? Like, don't you have to just get that from like Costco or?
Well, so
like one of them their liquidation places or something?
Instacart does Costco as well because we get a fair amount of, meat and stuff from Costco when we go there if we need a 55-gallon drum of ketchup or something.
Yeah.
And we will get the giant box of toilet paper that's like 8 rolls across, 16 rolls long, and 4 rolls deep. And, we've had that for like a year, but now we're down to the last 2 rolls and we're like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Bad times.
Yep. At least the shower's next to the toilet.
Do you know how to wipe with one square?
No. I'd imagine you use both sides.
No, you actually use your finger. Like you wrap the single piece of toilet paper around your finger, and you basically poke a hole out of it, and you use the part that stays on the tip of your finger to clean yourself up, and then you use the bigger piece to clean your finger off.
That sounds disgusting.
Well, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. I learned that from Billy. That was a Billy trick.
Yeah, Billy learned that while he was hanging out in an area of the world that you used your hand to wipe your ass anyway, and that's why you don't shake people's hand or eat with it.
Pretty much.
I'm going to use the 3 seashells. It'll be like Demolition Man.
That sounds terrible.
I did a Friday morning. Since it's the beginning of cheat weekend, I wanted to do an experiment. I weighed myself Friday morning. And we're not going to talk about the numbers because that's embarrassing.
We don't want to get wrapped up in the numbers.
It's not the numbers. It's how much the number changes from morning Friday to end of day Sunday. So I've written it down, and we'll see what I gain. If anybody has any guesses, whether they want to guess a percentage or a number of pounds, please send it in. And if someone gets it on the point, I'll let them know.
Yeah, we'll send you a sticker if you get it right.
Oh. So, speaking of stickers,
hey.
We are sending out stickers to anybody that wants them. We cover shipping within the lower 48 or to an APO. If you need them international, we'll try and figure something out with you. We don't want to spend $30 to send a sticker to, the middle of nowhere postage.
I do actually.
Do you?
So I do absolutely. If somebody from the UK or something is like, "Hey, mate, let me get a sticker," I'm sending it. I don't care.
Oh, you're still gonna send it.
Yeah.
The only thing that we ask for as payment in return for sending stickers out to anybody that wants them is wherever you decide to stick your sticker, let us get a picture of that or send us a picture of it, and we'd like to put it on the websites.
Yeah, we definitely want to put it up there on the social medias and such. Yeah. Show off your sticker and where you put it.
There you go. Be the
Hopefully.
first in town to get one.
Be the first. Goddamn, shut that goddamn dog up.
Oh, man.
No. Well, he's mostly under control today. It's not always true. Usually he gets out of control. The dog is wild, man.
A dog, which one is it?
It's Charlie. His constant barkiness. He just, like if he's not awake, he's, or if he's not sleeping, he is barking or rubbing his face in the couch. That's it. That's all he does.
It's a pretty good life.
Yeah. I mean, he just barks until you feed him, and then or wants to be put down in front of the water bowl because he's blind. Well, actually, funny story about that. So he wasn't feeling good the last week or the week before, so we took him to the vet. And it's, can't take him in. We can't go inside with him because of everything going on. So we, sat out in the parking lot. And the vet called Jen and was like, do you guys know that Charlie's blind? And we're like, yeah, he's 16 years old. Like he's he's not completely blind, but he struggles to see. And they were like, wait, he's 16? They're like, yeah. Oh, they had the wrong chart up. They had the chart up for another dog named Charlie that was apparently only like 4 or 5 years old, and the doctor freaked out because she thought the dog was like randomly just went blind. We're like, no, we're pretty aware. So that's our new joke. We'll be like, you do know that Charlie, you do know you can't see, right? While he's barking at the wall, looking for food.
I've been there before, and my favorite part about his little handicap ways is when you can see he's like powering up or charging up to bark, and then he barks, and his whole body hops when he barks, and his front legs come off the ground.
Yep, that's my favorite. He barks, and then he just does like a little wheelie every time he barks. I love it. So he's a good dog. He's just he's old and somewhat frustrating at times, but we love him. Yeah. He's the goodest boy though. So
I've got 2 recent stories that I kind of want to bring up if you're on board.
Go ahead. I'm ready. I don't know about these stories, so these are going to be genuine reactions, and I love that.
So this story was actually written March 25th, and it was an Onion story, which anyone who doesn't know what the Onion is, they write political satire, but it's usually so outlandish that you go, wait a minute, that's got to be fake. And the Onion is very open about, we're an entertainment satire site. So this popped up in Not the Onion on Reddit, which means truth being stranger than fiction type deal. And after all the comments came out about, bleach and Clorox and UV light and stuff with the president, this article resurfaced from mid-March. And the title of the article was "Man Just Buying One of Every Cleaning Product in Case Trump Announces Its Coronavirus Cure."
Jesus Christ.
So it's the fake story is claimed to be out of Wyoming, and it says, throwing bottles of bleach, ammonia, and Drano into a cart at a local grocery store, area man Troy Mitchell was reportedly stocking up on one of every cleaning product he could find. Just in case the president, Donald Trump, announces it's a coronavirus cure. I got toilet bowl cleaner, carpet cleaner, Swiffer jet refills, you name it. Just so me and my family will be ready when the president announces one of these things can treat the Chinese virus. So it was satire, and then it's one of those does the art, and
is art imitating life or life imitating art?
Right. That's where I was going with it.
Yeah.
So that one I thought was ridiculous, especially with, I understand that any intelligent person should know they shouldn't drink bleach.
How do some people make it this far in life without some sort of intervention or Darwin getting involved?
There's training wheels on a lot of stuff, and there's warning labels on a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of stuff that you take for granted as common knowledge that if nobody else was ever taught it, they wouldn't know. And I'll use a real life example. If I ask you to make mashed potatoes, you've made mashed potatoes before, or you've helped to make mashed potatoes before, you boil the potatoes before you mash them.
Mm-hmm.
If you've never done that before, and all you know is, the potatoes are mashed up and then they're heated up, you might not know to boil them before you mash them. So you would potentially try smashing them up before you had them. Like, you would just put them in the pot and you'd smush them around while they're raw and terribly difficult, and then you would just add heat to it and hopefully warm them up. And I know as someone who has made mashed potatoes, you know better than that.
I do.
And you take for granted that you know better than that. But I can tell you firsthand, I've witnessed this happen. And the response is, oh, I've only ever kind of watched somebody do it. I've never paid enough attention. I just knew you smash up the potatoes.
Like, I struggle with it so much. Like how it's hard for me to believe. Like I went through school, you know, I did like some college, you know, and I just can't imagine that people went to the same schools I did and somehow managed to get a completely different education. Like I don't.
But
I don't.
It's not
often you find me speechless, but the fact that somebody out there like this exists just blows my mind.
Well, it's one of those things, man. People don't care when they're being taught or they're not paying attention. I know the wife is younger than I am, and we had a conversation about balancing a checkbook. And she's like, what do you mean, Travis? You don't know how to balance a checkbook? I was like, the fuck do I need to balance a checkbook for? There's online banking for one, and for two, I know how much money's in my account, and when I write a fucking check, I know how much the check's for, so I know how much there should be in my account. What am I balancing? And she's like, oh, well, you know, if you're taking in money throughout the day and money's going out throughout the day and this and that, you have to make sure at the end of the day what's left in here is what matches. And I was like, but I don't do any of that. I don't own or run a business. I understand you did that with your parents because that was their business. And it's really easy to assume what you know is commonplace knowledge, but it doesn't necessarily mean it is, especially as it pertains to a trade or work or anything like that, tribal knowledge, so to speak.
Seeing even that, like in being similar in age, like I know that when I was in like elementary or middle, I think it was elementary school, the local credit union came to the school and like brought us like fake checkbooks. And like I remember learning throughout many different years like how to balance a checkbook.
But why?
I never paid attention, obviously, based on my finances most of my life and living with you rent free for like a year. But like I don't see, and it's weird for me because like I'm actually more on the Ashley side of this argument because like Jen and I budget our money, and there's not a time where we are constantly like we down to the penny know exactly how much is in our account no matter what's going on.
But I mean,
like,
and Ashley doesn't do that.
We balance by the transaction effectively because of the way our budget is set up. So
well, and I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
No,
but
no,
it's just like cursive. Do you know how to write in cursive?
I do.
I don't.
I don't use it. Really?
No.
How did you get through school not?
So
they didn't teach you that at all in school, or did you just?
So they start teaching cursive in third grade. In third grade, I went from standard classes into the gifted accelerated learning classes bullshit. When I got into those courses, they specifically said computers are going to be the next thing that you ever have to worry about. Typing is more important than learning cursive. All you'll ever actually need to know cursive for is to sign your name. Learn how to sign your name. Don't worry about it. So,
okay.
Third and fourth grade, when I was in gifted, I didn't worry about cursive. And then when I left that program and went to another school, they were done teaching cursive. So there was no learning cursive in fifth grade. You should have just known it. When I got into middle school, one of my teachers used to write a paragraph on the board that was a quote from someone in history. And she'd print the quote, and you were supposed to write it in cursive at the beginning of every class. Like the first 10 minutes, you had to write everything in cursive. And I used to get in trouble every single day because I couldn't complete the task, and she accused me of being lazy or just refusing to do it or being difficult. And I can remember this clearly, that my mother used to have to come in and try and explain to this teacher, Travis never learned cursive. He was not taught cursive. He was told it doesn't have any bearing in life as we move forward. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's pretty true. I don't feel like my life has been negatively impacted by not knowing how to write in cursive.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But
I
still struggle to read it.
I think that's great. Yeah, I'm sure.
But I mean, I can remember there was a kid next to me in sixth grade, and I asked him, like, hey man, how do you draw this letter? How do you draw this letter? And he got irritated with me. Dude, he wrote the whole alphabet out for me, capital and lowercase. He's like, quit fucking asking me, and handed it to me.
Nice.
So I'd have to look at the letters and go, like, I was super, super slow to write in cursive. I mean, I write slowly anyway, but just one of those things. It was like, well, you need to learn this. Why? Because everybody needs to learn this. Why?
Yeah. Stop asking me why, goddammit.
We're never going to use that. How come you're not teaching me how to forge a sword on a smith table? Well, because nobody's done that in hundreds of years. Yeah, and in hundreds of years, that's what they'll say about cursive.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, I mean, I remember one school taught us fucking calligraphy at some point. I'm like, who the fuck uses calligraphy other than artistic or decoration?
Yeah, I haven't. I know my mom used to have like a calligraphy pen set, but it was literally for like arts and crafts type stuff. Like it wasn't something that she relied on or whatever.
Right, and that's fine. Like I get it for arts and crafts, and some people have beautiful handwriting, and my handwriting looks like a cross between a toddler fisting a crayon, the president with a Sharpie, and Mike Fox. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
Nobody else can read what the fuck I write, but I can. And I write in all capital letters, which is a habit I picked up at the sheriff's office. But, like, even Ashley, she's like, oh, her grandma knows shorthand, which I think is interesting, but there's almost no reason to do that anymore. And Ashley's like, oh, cursive's faster. And I'm like, what's even better? I can take a tape recorder with me somewhere and I can transcribe it typing.
Yeah.
So
what's even better? Life.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, so anyway, it all circles back to everybody's going to have a different skill set, and there's a lot of stuff that we assume is basic knowledge or basic skills. Yeah. I mean, you and I know how to drive a stick shift vehicle, and it's very pervasive for people not to know. So even though it's second nature to us, we think, oh, it's weird you don't know, but it's so common, it's not like, oh, what the fuck's wrong with you?
What's weird is like now that you've explained the reason behind why you don't know cursive, I fully understand it, and I wish that we had been more progressive all along, with that mentality. Because like I literally only use cursive to sign my name, and even that because, and I think I've said this before, when I worked at the bail bonds office, I had to sign so many bonds one day. Like my signature is like a version of my like initials, basically, that looks, it's not even really cursive. Like it's kind of some scribbles that look somewhat like my initials.
Yeah, it's kind of your first initial with a scribble and your last initial with a scribble.
Basically, and it's all rolled into one kind of deal.
That's how mine is.
I don't have to pick the pen up at all to sign anything. Like that's, and it's just literally like a quick little squiggle deal. Yeah. So I quite literally use cursive for nothing at all.
And, there was that argument when I worked at the sheriff's office as well. Like my first phase of training, I did 12-hour shifts with my first training officer. And every report that I wrote, I hand wrote. Mm-hmm. And if you have too many spelling errors, or you don't write shit the right way, or it's not in chronological order, or you cite something wrong, you have to rewrite it so that it's a finished product. Just like in high school, your final paper versus your drafts. Mm-hmm. There were some reports I ended up writing like 4 or 5 fucking times because I left something out and there was not enough room to add it in where it needed to go. So I had to rewrite the whole fucking thing. And we're talking, 8 paragraphs type deal. Yeah. Now, there was some of the guys were arguing, why should you have to do that? You're going to use the computer. You can move shit around and copy paste and edit as needed on the computer. It doesn't have to all be written the first time from start to finish in the right order. And I was part of that thought process. But my training officer said, Travis, listen, you're right. You will be able to do that. But if you do it this way and you can do it on paper, when the system shits itself, you'll always be able to write a report and not panic or turn in stuff that looks like shit. Mm-hmm. He's like, and you'll be a lot faster at typing your report if you know how to write it, because you won't have to move shit around and figure out where it needs to go. You'll just type it the right way off the get-go. And, it was a little tough for me to agree with him because I felt like it was a lot of wasted work, but I trusted him. And he was our age, you know what I mean? He was actually, I think, a year or two younger than me, so I didn't really understand his hesitation to use the computer. But by the time I was on my own and as I progressed and stuff, I usually was the go-to guy on my shift. Hey, can you write this report because it's all fucked up and I don't know how to do it? Or, hey, can you show me this? Or can you read my stuff? Or can you teach me how to do this? And I blame that on being forced to work really hard in the beginning, even though I didn't have to. Yeah. So I don't think cursive falls in that same boat, because it's not like your hand's going to say, fuck you, I can't print anymore. You only can use cursive. But I can also understand not relying on computers all the time, because eventually there's going to be a hiccup somewhere sometime that causes downtime.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense.
I mean, it's not like I'm sitting in biology class and I'm asking the teacher if the sun has bones.
Wait, the sun doesn't have bones?
That was one of those things. Like, what's the dumbest thing you've ever heard somebody ask? And it's like, this girl in my biology class asked the teacher if the sun has bones.
Damn.
Yeah. So just remember, in everything you do, how dumb you think the average person is, and remember, half the world is dumber than that.
That's scary.
Isn't it?
Oh, God, that's so scary.
And that's something I have to explain to Ashley because she's brilliant. And she grew up in an accelerated program and had all the same kids with her from like kindergarten on. So she grew up and went to school with a bunch of kids that were all in accelerated programs at schools with a lot better resources. So, you know, she came out of school a lot more knowledgeable.
Hashtag wealth.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's part of it.
And I don't mean that in the negative context that it may be taken in by some people. Like it's just one of those, you know, things.
Yeah, if you have a wealthier background, you have better access to good resources.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the majority of her high school teachers had PhDs. That's not something you find in poorer communities. And you know, so to her, she didn't really understand why people, like the people that she started encountering in the real world, that she were like, these people are really fucking stupid. And I'd have to explain to her, I was like, they're not as stupid as you think they are. They're just that far from where you are. I was like, that's average. And she's like, no, these people are average. And I was like, no, actually, the people who are average are not the ones who come out of high school with 2 years of college already done and scholarships.
Yeah,
and
for real.
I was like, that's not
average.
Not across the country, at least.
Oh. Average takes at least a semester off before they even get started at community college.
But it's definitely fun and interesting to have an open conversation with people to see, you know, their perspective versus your perspective. And, you know, I've brought up to her before, my dad was a carpenter. So if I had taken any interest in carpentry, I would be a lot further ahead because I would just be able to learn naturally from him all the time. You know, go to work with him all summer, start working with him, this stuff. I would just have, at 18, I'd be a lot further ahead than somebody who decided they wanted to get into it at 18. And that's when they started and they had no background. Just like someone who's born to lawyers, if they want to be a lawyer, they've grown up in the environment. They're already more attuned to it. So there's a lot of that happens. Like if I ask her how to dovetail, you know, 2 pieces of wood to build a dresser drawer, she's like, well, I'm sure I could figure it out looking it up on YouTube and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't mean you know how to do it now.
Yeah.
So, and like her dad's a doctor and Ashley was going into, I mean, she's got a degree in micromolecular biology and she was going to be a forensic pathologist. So she knows all this crazy fucking medical shit that I try to listen and pick up on prefixes and stuff like that to try and learn what's what. But her and her dad will have a full conversation and it's second nature to them the way you and I talk about cars. And I'm just like,
I'm bored just listening to you tell me about the potential for her and her dad to have a conversation about medical things.
I mean, but it's super interesting to see anybody who's really good at something do what they're good at.
Oh,
so
yeah, absolutely.
It's fun to listen to them. And if I say, hey, I understand this word and this word and this word, but what does this mean? Ashley's dad is phenomenal. He'll just
bless your heart.
Oh, bless your heart. But no, he'll pause and he'll explain it and he'll put it in very understandable terms. I mean, he's been a doctor for 40 years now. And like he was part of the first veterinary graduating class from UF and he went back and taught. So like that's in him, you know what I mean, to teach people. But it's just, it's obviously second nature to both of them because they've been immersed in it. And for me, I'm like, dogs have 4 legs.
I don't. Where does the round one go? Does it go in the square hole? Right. I think it goes in the square hole.
And I'm like, oh, I learned something today. Dogs don't lay eggs.
I'm learning. We've managed to spend 38 minutes doing nothing funny. So let's. You want to jump on Trash or Treasure?
Let me tell you one more story, and then we'll hop on Trash or Treasure.
Sweet.
This is a Florida story, another Florida man. It says, man caught camping on Disney's Discovery Island says it was quote-unquote tropical paradise. He has since been banned from Walt Disney World property. And this was published the 1st of May. But for those that don't know, Disney World is all closed down to guests and stuff. But this guy apparently snuck onto the property and decided he was just going to relax and camp.
So here's have you ever been to Discovery Island?
I haven't, so please tell me about it.
Okay. So I saw this headline. I didn't read the article, so I just saw the headline on Facebook, and like I kept scrolling past it. So when I was in like middle and high school, I did a lot of volunteering for the Red Cross in Orlando. And one of the kids that volunteered with us for a while, his mom was like the manager at Discovery Cove. So we had like a full-on awards ceremony out there one night.
Is Discovery Cove and Discovery Island the same thing?
Or Discovery Island. No, not Discovery Cove. Sorry.
Because Discovery Cove's the dolphin swim.
Yeah, Discovery Cove is SeaWorld. Discovery Island is Disney. If I said Discovery Cove, I meant Discovery Island. But we had like a full-on like award ceremony out there. And it is a very, like, it's not wide open. Like, it is a, it's very, there are trees everywhere. Like, it's very jungly. It is meant to resemble a jungle in a lot of ways. It's in the middle of one of the big lakes at Disney, and I just don't know how somebody got to it without Disney knowing about it. Like, it's not like you can just randomly get a boat onto Disney's waterways.
Huh.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like any of Disney's waterways flow in. As far as I know, I don't think any of them flow into public waterways. I think they're all self-contained on Disney property, and there's no channels that run into them. So I'm very confused how this guy got there, other than, like swimming. And it's not like it's probably at minimum from one side of the lake at your house to the other.
Wow.
Like to where the island sits in the middle of it. If I'm remembering, because I was, it was like late middle, early high school. So like it's been a while, but I'm fairly certain that it is a good distance from any sort of land to where this island sits. So this blows my mind, but I think that's cool as shit that he just like stumbled upon it and I'm gonna camp here.
I'm gonna go find all the wild coconuts.
Yeah. So
it's time for trash or treasure.
That it is.
Or treasure or trash. We still haven't decided yet. Please let us know which one you think you want to go with, and we'll do a tally and see what everyone wants.
When you were texting me earlier and you said that you were working on your T or T. Mm-hmm. I read it as tort for some reason, and I was like, what the fuck is a tort?
Did you look up what a
tort was? I need to ask
was?
him. No, I was like, I need to ask him what the fuck he means by a tort, but we had just gotten back from Lowe's, so I'm like unloading the truck and shit, and I forgot. And then when I went back and you had said something, you used it again, and I was like, oh, he means trash or treasure. Never mind.
Yeah.
But I almost asked you what the fuck tort was.
Well, it's funny because tort is actually a thing that's in the statute book, but that's a...
Yeah, no, I mean, I know what tort law is, like but I didn't figure you were working on statutes and case law.
Now, not at the moment.
Yeah.
All right, so this week's trash or treasure is one that I am picking and Mike is going to guess at. So, Mike, you're welcome to make more than one guess, or if you think you know it, stop me, and I'll quit giving you hints, okay?
All right, let's go.
All right, so this person is an actor, actress, a singer, author, and business person. They've received numerous accolades for their work, including the Academy Award, a Golden Globe, and a Primetime Emmy. Their godfather is Steven Spielberg, who's a director. You may know him.
Mm-hmm.
This person has songs that they've performed with Huey Lewis, Tim McGraw, Babyface, Sheryl Crow.
Nelly.
No.
Keep on.
Sheryl Crow, Coldplay, as well as the Glee cast.
Damn.
Their debut film was a musical romance film called Shout and starred John Travolta. This person has been in movies with John Travolta, Brad Pitt, Ben Affleck, and many other well-known names. Anything so far?
No, nothing.
All right. This person actually dated Brad Pitt from 94 to 97 and was
Jennifer
engaged.
Aniston?
Nope. And was engaged to him before they called it off. So it's not Jennifer Aniston, and it's not Nelly.
All right.
This person also dated Ben Affleck off and on after the Brad Pitt thing.
Okay. It seems like a bit of a downgrade personally, but no, nothing still.
I would say so. I would say that the Ben Affleck thing counts towards the trash section.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm going to start giving you bigger hints because those are all pretty broad. Since 1995, this person has been the face of Estee Lauder's Pleasures perfume and also the face of the American fashion brand Coach. They also own their own lifestyle company that I'm not going to give you the name to yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cindy Crawford?
Nope.
Okay.
But you have the right gender.
Well, yeah, no, I'm definitely. I didn't think Brad Pitt or Ben Affleck had dated other dudes. So
maybe each other. I mean,
yeah, that's possible. I mean, Hollywood's weird like that. Go on.
This person married one of the Coldplay band members and had 2 kids with him. The kids were named Apple and Moses.
Jewel?
Nope.
Damn it. Didn't she have a kid named Apple or some shit like that?
She may have.
I don't know. I'm just making shit up.
This person was cast by Steven Spielberg, who remember is their godfather, in the commercially successful adventure feature Hook as Wendy.
Guess what? I still got nothing. God.
Okay. I'm going to have to get really blunt because that's where I ran out of clues.
No, that's fine. Yeah, you're good.
This person took time off acting when they had their children and got back into it about the time frame that Marvel released the Iron Man movie.
Oh, God.
This person was in the Iron Man movie and several of the Avenger movies.
Wait, what? Well, that blows. Never mind. I'm not even going to say that guess out loud.
This person played Pepper Potts in the Iron Man. And
I'm not. Yeah, I'm
okay.
Not. I've not seen. Oh, shit. What is that girl? What is Pepper's? God damn.
We've talked about her on the podcast before with her lifestyle brand, Goop. And charging $75+ for a candle that allegedly smells like her vagina.
Oh, wait. Is it God, what is this? See, I don't even remember her name now. Damn it. Just tell me who it is. I know who it is now.
It's Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow. That's her.
So
yeah, I automatically feel like if I make it all the way to the end of like 3 minutes worth of clues about somebody and I can't tell you who they are, then I'm not allowed to say whether they're treasure or trash.
Well, so I'll give you the big controversy about her is the brand Goop. Goop is a wellness and lifestyle company founded by actress Gwyneth Paltrow. It was launched as a lifestyle brand in September 2008, beginning as a weekly email newsletter providing new age advice such as quote-unquote police your thoughts and eliminate white foods with the slogan nourish your inner aspect. A lifestyle company was later added, and then Goop expanded into e-commerce, fashion, pop-up shops, all that other stuff. They faced a bunch of criticism for marketing products and treatments that are based on pseudoscience, lack efficacy, and are recognized by the medical establishment as harmful or misleading. In 2017, Truth in Advertising filed a complaint with regulators in the state of California regarding over 50 health claims made by Goop, which resulted in a $125,000 settlement and a 5-year injunction prohibiting the company from making unsubstantiated claims about the characteristics or health benefits of its products. So she's got some weird, what I think of as weird products because there's no real science behind any of them other than
Thrive.
Well, I mean, at least they have fringe information that they, embellish. But this is like, this candle smells like my vagina and it'll increase your sex drive. Or here's these balls to put inside of your vagina to help you weightlift with your vagina, or, crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
And she's been criticized before for how outrageously priced some of the stuff is. And her response was something to the effect of, well, it gives people something to aspire to. It's not meant to be affordable.
Hashtag capitalism, yo.
Right. So the treasure, quote unquote, would come from the contributions to film and TV and shit like that. I didn't find anything on her for philanthropic work.
Okay.
The concern about trash would be she dated Ben Affleck. She married a guy from Coldplay. And she's taking advantage of unwitting people with the company of Goop.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna err towards the side of trash based on all knowledge that you've presented to me today. I think if you, for the most part, if you involve yourself in any way with some sort of gimmick pyramid company, you're trash anyway.
Yeah, so, if you're selling snake oil to people who will buy it because of your name.
Yeah. You know what's weird is like I had a friend, and I don't know if she listens or not, but regardless, she'll know who she is when I'm telling this story. But she sells like Posh, which is like they're a makeup company, and like they're a legit good company. Like they take good care of their people, and it's that same multi-level marketing deal, but it's not. it's not scammy like the other ones are. And like she's genuinely and legitimately passionate about it. And she will help other friends sell their, other, things. Whether it be the candles or Pampered Chef or whatever. And she posted something for like some Thrive thing, and I could tell immediately by the sales pitch that it was Thrive, and I fucking lost my shit. There's nothing I hate in this world more than Thrive. Like everything about their marketing deal is annoying and mean and just shitty in general. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a really fun, I think it's a Netflix series, or it's one of the streaming series, and it's got Kirsten Dunst in it. And it's like How to Be a God in Florida or something like that. And it's about that whole pyramid scheme concept. Yeah. And how to be a gold member and a platinum member. And it's supposed to be like the 80s. And it's the whole, you have to buy all the product and then you have to sell it. But the company's making a fortune off you buying it. And they don't give a fuck what you do with it. Mm-hmm. And that stuff kind of, that to me is like the definition of a quote unquote Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme or whatever. If you're, real estate is a multi-level marketing racket because the agent goes out and makes 1.5% of whatever they list or sell, but the broker makes the other 1.5%. So all you have to do is become a broker and have 50 fucking agents under you, and they can struggle, but they're still making you money. Mm-hmm. And most businesses are that way. The base is the largest.
Insurance in general.
Oh, fucking Christ, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's when they're fleecing people in not taking care of employees, like Ticketmaster or shit like that it's a real issue. But when it's, hey, I'm a distributor, so you're a manufacturer of protein powder, and I private label it as Travis's protein powder, and I say, listen, I'm the only place you can buy Travis's protein powder from. My cost is $25, your cost is $30, and you can sell it for $40 as a store. But I'll cut you a discount if you recruit people under you. Well, that's where it starts becoming horse shit. No, I'm the point of contact. Everybody can buy it through me. I'll make minimal margins. You guys make bigger margins. That's the way it's supposed to be, but it's still tiered. You know what I mean? That's the way supply chain works. Mm-hmm. Everybody gets a piece. But if I said, listen, you have to buy all of this and then you should be able to sell it for this. Well, you can have a minimum order size, but you don't want to say the only way you'll do this is if you're willing to try and sell this product and recruit people.
Yeah.
So, the Kirsten Dunst show is kind of fun. She plays like a trashy 80s Florida stereotype that's a little bit more stereotype than truth, but there's definitely some truth to it.
That's good.
And her cans are fucking stupid huge.
It's ridiculous. The fact that you refer to boobs as cans is still weird to me. I just don't like that's the Al Bundy way to talk about boobs.
Yeah, well, there's a reason behind it, and it's branding for me because I'm working on something.
Okay, so is that the same reason you call people kids? Hey, kids.
I refer to people as kids as a term of endearment because I think of them as my family, and even when we used to go up and hang out.
And you're
with
their dad.
Well, I'm their babysitter.
Yeah.
I'm here to provide temporary entertainment. And
if you're the babysitter, we're fucked.
I'm the crazy lady driving the school bus.
If you're the babysitter, the parents are picking us up from the ER.
Yeah. But no, even when we used to hang out with the guys that were 20 years older than us, 15, 20 years older than us, I refer to them as the big kids,
Yeah, I remember that.
Because it's a fun-based interaction. It's not a professional-based interaction or anything. I feel like the term is endearing. They're our kids. They're our family. They're, people that we have affection for. The cans thing is something I'm working on. I mentioned it to you, and I don't really want to talk about it on air.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to. That's why I skipped over it. I skipped over it. You tried to bring it back. Listen, if you want to talk about it, talk about it.
I want to talk about that 90s toy, Skip It.
No. God, those things were terrible. I ate shit on that thing at least once, and I chucked it across the front yard. Told my friend never to bring it back.
You know what I ate shit on was a pogo stick.
Yeah, I think we've all eaten shit on our pogo sticks and scooters, and not one of these bullshit sissy razor scooters that weigh like 3 pounds, like one of the heavy metal like bike frame scooters that fucking ruined your whole day.
My favorite part about Razor scooters at Christmas time was going out on Christmas Day and seeing all the kids that got Razor scooters, because you knew in the time that it took to drive by they were going to eat shit.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a guaranteed fucking... I want to find somebody that competes in extreme sports on Razor scooters, because like they do like half pipe shit and like in street skate park like X Games style fucking shit on Razor scooters nowadays.
That'd be a fun interview. If anybody knows somebody who does,
yeah, absolutely,
like front flips, back flips, corkscrews, barrel rolls, whatever it is on Razor scooters on the half pipe, let us know.
To be fair, if you know anybody that does those things on any sort of vessel, let us know.
Yeah,
because I want to talk to people that have the ability to do that, because for one, I've been to the top of a half pipe once and I was scared shitless and would have never dropped in anyway. But as somebody who has tried to ride on plenty of street courses and eaten shit on their bicycle, I'm intrigued by people that have the skills and ability to do that shit.
Well, I have a buddy who's a professional downhill racer that I can bring on.
Nice. So we'll set that up.
Tim, we love you if you're listening.
Yeah, we love you, Tim.
You don't know Tim.
Yeah.
The pogo stick for me was my sister got a pogo stick, and I was like, guys, I know how to use that. So I'm jumping up and down on the pogo stick in the living room, and I tried to do the no hands thing, and I then fire myself backwards and take out the Christmas tree.
Yeah, that seems like a very Travis thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, if shit's going to get wrecked, it's probably my fault.
Yeah. That's a valid point. You ready to get the hell out of here, buddy?
Hell yeah, brother.
All right. Hell yeah, brother. Do it for Dale. All right. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, make sure you check us out on all of our social media at Nothing in Mod Pod. Make sure you send us a DM or an email if you guys are interested in getting a sticker. And if you have a sticker already, make sure you shoot us a picture of the place you placed that sticker so that we can get that up on our social media and make it seem like we have fans that like us and want to interact with us.
And if you haven't heard, the bird is the word.
The bird is the word. All right, let's get out of here. We'll catch you guys next week.
Bye.
Stop it. Bye. See ya.
Hey, kids, you've reached the end of the podcast. That's it. There's nothing more here. Just dead air and this closing statement. We appreciate your diligence, though. Now go back about your day and come back for the next show. Or listen again. In fact, that sounds like a better plan. Grab another show. That's what I'm doing right now. Whoever listens the most wins. You don't really win anything, really. Just the memories of better times, which is winning in my book. All right, well, this is the actual end. Hand banana.